Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this book, The Atkins, the new Atkins for You book. The sections that it's broken down into to really get you on the fast track is, the understanding and getting into the first phase, which is your what's referred to as your induction. Now, a lot of us came to M2 and started with the clean house strategy, which is what I highly recommend. So if you're eating in excess of 100 grams of carbohydrates per day, you learn how to get to 100 or less and learn how to tolerate it well. And then from there, there's something called the induction phase within the Atkins approach, which pretty much suggests that you go down beneath 25 grams per day in carbohydrates. Now, this is going to be quite shocking for a lot of people, and probably the first couple of days in week one, it's going to be really challenging. When you get through this portion, though, however, you can really see a huge drop in weight quickly, mainly from water weight. It's not necessarily going to be fat weight, but it's enough to get your body to shift from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. So we want to get through this first 2 weeks. From that point, then we start to increase our quantity of carbohydrates, mainly in the form of vegetables. Some possibilities may include the hidden amounts of carbs that are inside of the nut butters and in the juicing. When you do that, if you've reduced all of the fruit down to the smallest possible quantity, that is something that can happen. Now, each of you are going to experience different degrees of how high you can go above 25 grams in carbohydrates to stop or cause your weight loss to discontinue and plateau. So from wherever you are before you come into this program, we've got to firstly get you to 100 grams. The second portion is then to get you to understand how to get down to 25 grams of carbohydrates, then introducing in 10-gram intervals upwards towards 50 to find your sweet spot. I refer to that sweet spot as your baseline, and that's going to be something that we definitely need to work on so that you can understand how to get that fat loss to start out right away, and then what you can do to maintain it at that low level. And then when you decide to stop and maintain a current level of weight and body fat, and then what to do if you decide to get derailed for whatever reason. And this really has a lot more to do with the psychological aspects of what's going on in our lives, how we deal with stress in our lives so that we can get through each of these different phases. But I have to say, this is probably one of the best books on helping to understand how to do the phasal approach to the fat loss. And then with some of the other recommendations, why the foods you choose are best if they're organic, and the carbs as far as starchy types, if you get away from the breads, the rice, and so on and so forth, why that's a pretty good idea, and why the raw vegan food type diet is the best approach as far as eating a base of good quality vegetables and then adding to it our essential fats and proteins so that we get the caloric demand or need for our body. Really a smart approach. I think once you all get this, this will be something that you will do for the rest of your lives. And I'm telling you, when you get your bodies where you want them to be, you are going to feel sexy all day, every day for life. The flip side is we've got to really get a handle on what drives us to eat crazy in the first place. That's the psychological tip. That's the thing that we really have to work hardest on. So a lot of us deal with stress differently. We will be doing some work on those areas, and I have some great books and resources, as I've already mentioned some. Okay, so just wanted to give a quick jump in. This induction phase here will start you, and it'll talk about what things you can include in your menu plan, what are the product serving sizes, net grams of carbs, how to develop the foundation. It's really cool. It'll give you carb counts and everything right here, plus a resource to get your carbs under control. Okay, so let's peep this out, and I'll put up some other things here in a second.